Greetings, everybody. Welcome to another one of our amazing Revolution podcasts, another amazing episode. And today I am joined by my beautiful brother, King Matthew Pierce, who has been revolutionizing his life with fruit, completely transforming himself with the power of fruit. It is such an honor to be here with you today, Matthew. You've been on such an incredible journey. You love to mono fruit feast. You went 35 days on nothing but honeydew melon. Love to see you sharing in our community. Love to see you supporting our brothers and sisters and sharing the joys of this lifestyle. So today we're going to be eating together. I've got my watermelon.
Come on, baby. Honey, back to the roots.
Yes, so delicious, and our pretty crystal bowls. I have been obsessed with crystal bowls. Like I've always loved them, but your appreciation of them helped me to appreciate them more. And now I'm just like, I'm hunting for them. I like to go to thrift stores, and all I care about is like crystal bowls. So now I have like 6.
I literally have this one, and then like it's just the same one but smaller, but not the same, but a little different, just so I can have little smaller meals if I want.
Oh, they're so. Oh, the live didn't go on Facebook? Oh no, Faith says the live didn't show on Facebook. Hold on, let me see.
I see it.
You see it on Facebook? Okay, I see it too. Woo, I got scared there for a second. Okay, I see it on Facebook. Do you want me to share it to your page, Matt, or did you do it?
Yeah, I did. I found out how to do it.
Okay, perfect. Welcome, Queen Faith. Well, yeah, I definitely... Oh my God, she says weird, y'all blocked me. No, oh my God.
What?
She's on YouTube. She's joking.
Yeah.
Go back on Facebook, Faith. We love you. Oh my gosh, I would never block you. Never. Maybe it just took a moment to pop up on the Facebook, but we are on Facebook. We should be good, but we're on YouTube as well. It's good to see you on YouTube. It's good to see you on Facebook. Welcome near and far, wherever you are. We are here to share the joys, the pleasures, the benefits of fruit eating. I'm on day 5 currently of eating all watermelon after a 5-day detour I took. So I am so happy to be back on the melons.
Yeah, there's nothing. The melon cleansing is different. Hydration, energy, just happiness is different.
Yeah.
Lightness.
It is a lightness. It is I could compare it to it's hard to compare it to anything because even when I was on my juice cleanse, I was mixing my juices. So I wasn't really on a mono juice. But I did have some days where I was just drinking like watermelon juice or just drinking pineapple juice, for example. But mono eating is relatively new to me since last year when I did 14 days on watermelon, and I felt so good. And I had similar effects to being on a juice cleanse, because the melon is so light. It's like 92% water. It's pretty much water. It's almost like you're just drinking, your food. There's no density. Some of the other fruits, like Faith and I were talking today, and she was saying how like other fruits are even a little bit more denser, like mangoes or the durian that I love so much, or bananas. They're a little bit denser. So watermelon is like literally angel food. So light and airy. And also the elimination that I'm receiving from the melon is very, very similar to that of a juice cleanse. Like it's incredible that the healing properties and benefits of the watermelon is just out of this world.
Indeed.
Queen Faith is on day 18, I believe, or 19. Yep. 18 or 19. She's been doing so good on all watermelon. So proud of you. Amazing, such an inspiration, super encouraging, motivating, inspiring. Yeah, she says even the papayas was more dense when I mono ate them. You went a long time on those papayas too. How many days did you do on all papaya? Wow. So she's 19 days on watermelon, ladies and gentlemen, 19 days. If that doesn't blow your mind, I don't know what will. 17 days on papaya, 19 days on watermelon. She is incredible.
17 days
Woo!
is crazy. I don't think I could do that.
If I was living in Belize, I could probably. I love the Belize papayas, but I'm not finding like that great ones here. Maybe, I don't know. It's just different. Maybe I don't know how to choose them.
Yeah, but so with your, do you find it hard after the first week or so? Because like you said, you went off for a little bit, right? Do you find it, I know it's enjoyable the first couple of days after you get past that initial hump, but after the first week, I feel like that's when I see a lot of people get these emotional detoxes or maybe fall off a little bit or start craving other things. And after the first and second week, that's when it really gets tough. So I know you have a goal of 100 days. What do you think you want to try to, like, what do you think advice to yourself wise would be the next step to you to get past that hump?
Good question. Great question, actually. I think for me, like, well, first of all, really focusing on daily self-care, right? Like when I do trip and go towards foods that I wasn't really in my plan. And again, like it's all good, it's all okay, it's all part of the journey. However, when I do set goals for myself, I do feel, in a sense, I let myself down because I didn't put in practice perhaps some self-care things that I could have during the day, and so I go to the food for comfort. So definitely preventing that from happening with proper self-care, like exercising, taking good care of myself, meditating, having like a moment to do some breath work, journaling, all of these things where I feel like more balanced emotionally, my nervous system is regulated, and then I'm less likely to eat. One really practical thing that I don't always do, but they tell us even in AA and all of that, like I really compare food. I really consider food a drug. Cooked foods for me and for so many people is a drug. It's very addictive. And if you don't believe me, just go on watermelon for a week, and see the pull that you'll experience on certain times, wanting to go towards those foods, right? So calling somebody or reaching out to somebody before it happens. And I know that may be hard, and it's definitely a muscle that we need to strengthen, right? It's like in the meetings, they used to say call before, even on the little chips, it says call before. And I was like, these people are crazy or what? Like, there's no way I'm calling anyone. If I'm going to go use, like, I'm just going to go use. And that kept playing in my mind, like call before, because you could catch yourself when you're having those moments, when you're having those cravings. And sometimes all you need to do is reach out to somebody and say, hey, I'm having cravings, or, oh my gosh, today is really hard. And you may just need like some encouragement or someone to talk to, and you've been such a great, friend to me in that regard, that I feel like if this is a safe space where I could come and be like, oh my gosh, I'm struggling. So find yourself somebody that you can connect with, that could help you to move through those cravings. And, when I'm in that mindset, that mindset that got me through 113 days on water, that mindset that got me through, did I say water? Juice, 113 days on juices and 23 days on water. That mindset is like, whatever it takes, I'm going to get there. I'm just gonna do it no matter what comes up. I'm not sure why it's been a little bit more difficult for me recently to be in that mindset. I mean, I have it, but I've also been like kind of fluctuating with my eating, and that's all good. But now I'm like, okay, I'm ready for the fruit path. I'm ready for like fully stepping into my highest alignment in my divine mission, and also to feel my best. Like, it's really about giving myself permission to feel amazing. And I really feel like I had been punishing myself in a sense. Even with these foods, I'd get up the next day and I'm all like swollen and puffy, and I'm like, oh, why did I do this to myself again? So just taking a moment before it actually happens to reach out to somebody or journal or move that energy around, go for a walk, just like try not to stay stuck with that, with those cravings, and look deeper. I'm probably still masking some emotions. I won't lie. I'm probably still like very uncomfortable to sit with myself in certain regards. So the food has definitely still been, oh, love you so much. Thank you for joining. I could finally see the comments on Facebook too here. I did something. Jadeka, Mergen, Dylan, yes.
What up, Jadeka? Hey, Christina.
Christina too, yes. Welcome, welcome.
Hey, what's up? Yeah, but that's good. I think community is such a big part of this because it gets very difficult, especially when you're around friends and family that don't do this, because a lot of us only know of each other online. It's really not like we have access to people that are even maybe closer to us in this community that we know online. So being able to reach out and talk to people, being able to keep yourself accountable with others online like this is super important, because it's so easy to fall into it the second you see someone else eat something you used to like or anything else. I mean, you could be watching something on TV, you could be seeing a ad for something, you could just, you have a daughter who eats stuff sometimes, and that's difficult. You know what I mean? And it's like yesterday I went to go see one of my best friends from college, right? And he was he likes to eat late night. So dude was eating like Chips Ahoy cookies and just like stuff that I used to tear up at nighttime, but you know what I mean? But I had brought grapes with me for this exact reason. Because I was like, when stuff happens like that, I can always turn to, portable food, like, always keep it with me just in case I ever get tempted. It's super important to just care for yourself that way too, like be prepared so you never have an option not to.
Absolutely. That's another thing too. You're absolutely right. Because a lot of the times where I did feel, and this is an advice that I tell everybody, is always be prepared. And sometimes I am prepared and I finish my portion. And so I'm no longer prepared. Sometimes if an errand took a little bit longer and I find myself without any food. But in those moments too, like I have had the mindset and I know I can have it and I still have it to, well, it's better to fast than to eat, whatever it is that's presented there. But that's why, like, it could make all the difference if you had that self-care throughout your day, or if, let's say, you come to that party or that event and you're all frazzled, your emotions you have like unresolved issues, you're feeling stressed, you're feeling anxious, you're much more likely to eat than if you're like super calm and you're getting there and you're just like, okay, I'm going to fast. I'm good. I'm going to go do a little bit of breath work at the bathroom to calm myself down and I'm okay. So I think having like a really regulated nervous system, for me anyway, has really helped me to make those decisions, and yeah. Oh, Christina, I feel you. She went back into the cooked foods too. I'm telling you, it's no joke. And y'all will see that I will conquer, and I am conquering those cravings. And I really hope to be, and that's why I share right now so authentically too, because first of all, I don't want to pretend to be something I'm not. You know what I mean? Like, I don't want to paint this picture of this lifestyle as being easy for everyone. It's fun, it's pleasurable, it's there's so many rewards that come with it, and there's a lot of difficulties in it too. If it was easy, everybody would be doing it. Everybody would be eating fruit. It is not easy. It is not an easy path. So and part of me wanted to wait, it's like, oh no, wait till you are 100% fruitarian, wait till you are 100% raw vegan. Like, I wouldn't be doing any of this if I was waiting, waiting for what? Waiting for that state of perfection, state of like, ultimate, I've reached it, I've made it, So I love that I'm kind of bringing everybody along for this journey to see like what it's all about, and what it takes to truly let go, and that we are human and we are on this beautiful path, and it's not always easy. But then, we meet people like you, we meet individuals like you who have such a joyful experience with fruit, and it makes all the difference. I always talk about like how in love you are with your fruit, and you see Matthew with his honeydew, and he's just like, nothing else matters in the world. Like, this is it right here. This is the love of my life.
I'm telling you, nothing comes between us. It's crazy. It's great. I think the thing that really changed my perspective on a lot of this is that in the beginning I thought, back and forth a lot of times about, what am I going to be missing out on? I'm really never going to have such and such ever again in my life, things I really enjoy. And then one day I remember this very clearly in my brain. I was in here and I had a bowl of like melon or something or grapes, and I told myself, I'm a fruitarian. I'm not just a fruitarian. I'm like, I only want this, and because it's the only thing that has made me feel good every time. Like, you know what I mean? Other than the beginning stages where I wasn't really sure the right ways to eat in the quantity and whatnot, but I just mean to say it just loves me unconditionally, and it doesn't do my body wrong.
Mhm.
And the reason why I was able to get there is because I was able to release. You know what I mean? A lot of people, when they go on more fruit or these mono fruit things, they feel immense release, and it's very uncomfortable at times, and it's very hard to navigate. Um, and I just think a lot of people need to surrender to that, and you have to feel through it and let it happen.
Mhm.
You know what I mean? And that's the hardest thing you can do as a person, to just say, I need to just let this happen to me, even though it's painful and even though it's uncomfortable and even though it's not necessarily what I want.
Mhm.
But once you do that and you fully just embrace it, the abundance you get back is amazing. And that's why I have so much joy every time, and I never get tired of this stuff. Like, there's times in my life where everything else I would ever consume, I would just get tired of it. You know what I mean? And then as soon as I'm tired of it, for whatever reason in my mind, I still kind of want to be drawn to it because it's not food. You know what I mean? Like, food leaves you satisfied, food provides you nourishment. All that other stuff is just stuff that your body will not resonate with because it's not what you're supposed to be putting in.
Mhm.
And so when you give yourself to the fruit will give to you unconditionally.
I love that. I love that. It's so beautiful. It's such a symbiotic relationship. Not sure how you say that. Symbiotic relationship where it truly is a mutual reciprocity of love, and appreciation. The more you appreciate them, the more they appreciate you. The more you get in touch with them, the better you get at even having a connection with like choosing them at the store and like feeling their energies and feeling if they're right, feeling if they're ready. Getting in tune with like even things like starting to grow your own food and wanting to return to the land, wanting to like, only eat seeded watermelon if you could find them, and just like things like that where you refine and deepen your own connection to self and your own connection to the fruit. And then you realize that you are nature. You are the fruit. You are the tree. You are the breeze, the sun, and that you are like super like connected to the nature through eating the nature, and you're also like really raw with your emotions. I love what you said about that surrender piece, because I think people can generally go through the detox. That's on a physical level. And I really think that the hardest thing is the emotional detox that really stumps a lot of us, myself included, where it is difficult sometimes to sit with those feelings that have been repressed deep down and pushed down and forgotten for so many years. And then you realize like, oh my gosh, I am really sad about, I don't even know why I'm sad. I'm just sad. I'm just crying all the time. I receive that a lot from people who are cleansing. What's going on? I'm feeling really angry. I don't like this. I'm feeling angry. Let me go eat. So really sitting with whatever it is that comes up and learning the tools to process those emotions, right? There's tools that you could do. You don't have to just sit there with the anger. You can go out in nature and scream. Take your pillow and just like put it to your mouth and just like let one out. We have to release those energies, because if not, they stay stuck in the body and they lead us to use, smoke, drink, eat, to do all those things. So that energy, I spent a whole year. I hired a coach last year, an amazing coach, Lindsay Martin Ellis. I really recommend her. I love her so much. And I hired her to help me with my business, to like help me build my business and all of that. And you know what we did for a whole year? We did embodiment work. She helped me to release all of the emotional stuff that was actually blocking me from my business, from my creative potential, from manifesting, from opening up. I was very like closed off still, even though I had been doing so much work. We realized that there was still so much trauma there and so much stuff that had to be released. So it was really beautiful, like spiritual journey. And we did some business work, but it was mostly like a year of just releasing all that was blocking me from my highest potential, right? So that's part of the process too. It's like we want to attract all these things. We want to call in all these amazing things. But if we're blocking ourselves, or if we have so many self-limiting beliefs, we may have a self-concept of ourselves that truly believes that I don't know, money is evil. We don't deserve money. Money is the root of all evil. For example, if we want to attract abundance and it's not coming, maybe there's something there that's blocking it, on a very like,
Yeah.
It could be genetic. I'm not genetic, but it could be passed on, a belief system that came from our parents that needs to be cleared, to where we reprogram ourselves to feel like, no, it's an energetic exchange. I am worthy. I am love. I am abundance. I deserve all of the great things. So that's another layer of it. But the deeper we go in the fruit, the more we love ourselves. That's a fact. The more we get on the fruit over time, the more we truly, truly love and honor and respect ourselves. And we just make naturally better decisions. Like certain decisions that I was making back in the days, like they were just completely out of alignment with my self-love, So
Yeah. Tiger just said generational traumas. If y'all haven't watched Tiger Carpenter, his interview with Bobby Smith was real good the other day. Go tap into that.
Amazing.
You're welcome. I've just been taking his herbs for the past like couple of days, and I feel fantastic.
Oh, nice. Let us know about those herbs. Ooh, but I can't really read.
And so let me say this: you will not get the full benefits of herbs if you're not on a high fruit diet. You know what I'm saying? Like, I would even go as far as saying all fruit diet. You know what I mean? Get them to go hand in hand with each other like they should. Oh, shoot, I said carpenter. I'm so sorry, brother. But with the generational trauma thing, like it literally carries in our blood and our DNA, this stuff. And we have to literally work to reshape our makeup. I saw somewhere, my bad, family.
Okay.
So, I had asked this question to my brother and my mother the other day, just to see where their minds were. And I told them, would you guys ever give up pork? Just pork. and they both said, I don't think we could ever not eat bacon.
Mm.
And that's all I left it as. I mean, like, if that's their truth, that's their truth. But I kind of wanted to get where their brains were, because they did say they would start incorporating a lot more fruit, as well as fruit fast with me here and there. But I just wanted to see if I could ever get pretty far, and I just kind of decided at that moment, after they answered that question, I'm just going to leave it alone and keep showing myself as the example,
Mm.
because I don't want to be pushing so much fruit on them and then they go turn around and have bacon.
Mhm.
You know what I mean? And it's just like I gotta break that tie with myself, because it runs real deep.
Mhm.
Like, it's ever present in my household and in my friends that aren't in this community, and just in our society as a whole. And I think that's why these type of things are important. These mono melon fasts. It's literally going against the grain of everything we were brought up with in our whole family
Yeah.
time. You know what I mean? And it's what it's going to do is it's going to breed opportunity and things, and just push us in a direction that we have no idea how high it's going to get. You know what I'm saying? We have no idea where it's going to take us. But again, it's about surrender. And you're not surrendering to something that's bad. You know what I mean? It's just different. You're just in a state change. You know what I'm saying? You have to see you're going toward the light at the end of the tunnel. You're not reverting back this way, even though it's uncomfortable. You know what I mean? The things that you want in your brain are what's going to hold you stagnant and keep you in the cycle loop, but you got to break away. And once I broke away, I was like, I have to push people to break away too, or else they're going to fall in these cycles again. You know what I mean? Like, what if I went and had a bacon cheeseburger right now? You know what I'm saying? Like, I don't know what that would do to my psyche. That probably wrote me right back into that stuff. You know what I'm saying? Or it might, or because I'm so clean now, it might, I might just fully reject it. It might make me sick. You know what I'm saying? But to that point is, I don't even want the cooked stuff I used to like. You know what I mean? I had told you I had that pho a couple months ago. I had that burrito a couple months ago. It was good, but my body immediately was like, no, that is not what you are doing right now. And I was all here for it. I was like, yeah, I can't do that one anymore. And I'm telling you, there's nothing on the planet that makes me happier than these things right here.
Yeah, your body definitely speaks to you, and the deeper you go. And that's part of the argument too, that a lot of my family says to me, and I resonate a lot with what you're saying about family, and it's not everybody's path in this lifetime. All we could do is lead by example. All we can do is hold that torch and do our best, because we don't know when it's going to be their time, if it's going to be their time. So there's also that element of letting go. It's hard to control anybody. It's hard enough to control ourselves. It's like, let's just like try to control our own selves, and then we'll take care of people after, those who resonate. But yeah, my brother says, why? I said, we're actually allergic to dairy. I try to explain it to him that if you go without dairy for a month or so, 2 months, and then you try to reincorporate it back into your diet, you're going to see the difference. You're going to see how your body reacts. And he's like, well, that's exactly why I don't want to let it go, because he knows that, on some level, it's going to affect him. So he's like, better I just don't stop. My body's used to it. Let me just don't stop, because I know if I start eliminating this and eliminating that, I'm not going to be able to process it anymore. Just like you. And look at you, you're only eating fruit now. And for them, it's like a punishment, where for us, it's an expansion. It's a whole other experience. It's like shifting timelines, in terms of what our experience is in this life. I'm 41 now, and I'm feeling so much better than when I was 21. I was having a really terrible experience in this body in this lifetime, and I was tired. I was chronically depressed. I had, digestive issues. I was addicted, depressed, anxious, like I had so many issues. And I look at my life today on all the fruits that I'm eating, and it's just like a whole other experience of life. And I also see that parallel too, having experimented over the last year and a half or two almost with the cooked foods, seeing my shift in vibration. And I love that because we are our own scientists. And that's the best way to know, is just to, you want to go back there, like go back there. How many times did I have to go back to smoking, to drinking, to doing hard drugs, to really feel that experience from this new heightened sense of consciousness that I was in, because I feel like I have continuously been evolving. And from this new place of consciousness, when you go back to a certain habit, whether it be the food, the drugs, the alcohol, you could see yourself from that heightened perspective. And you're like, this doesn't fit anymore. This doesn't match anymore who I've become vibrationally. So it is a process of letting go and really becoming more of who we truly are, and letting go of all those things that we thought was us, that we identified with. Yesterday I was talking about this with Noah too, right? We identify to certain things, and that same thing, yes, we could transform. Exactly, Tiger. Like, we are alchemists. We could transform that addiction, that energy. It's all energy. Imagine putting that level of commitment that you put into any addiction. I mean, I went to lengths to go sustain my addiction. I put a lot of energy into my addiction. And then I said, man, what if I take this energy and put it towards my purpose, towards my friend, towards my daughter who needs me? It's all alchemy. It's taking that same energy and moving it towards something productive, something positive, even into myself. Even if I go through a whole day and all I do is just like take care of myself and do a bit of yoga and eat well and take care of myself and don't use. There were times in my life where just getting up in the day and not using was like a huge success. And it's still a huge success. I do not downplay every single day that I go without using, that you go without using. Like, it is a choice every single day. It can be a battle on some days. Some days it's easy, some days it's not. But do not underestimate the power of a recovering addict. Do not underestimate the power of somebody who wakes up from drugs and alcohol and realizes their power within to stop. Because once you realize that power that it takes to stop using, to stop putting those chemicals in your body that your body is now dependent on, you realize how fucking powerful you are. And you realize you could do anything, because you got out of that hellhole. You got out of that death trap. And wow.
And so that was beautiful, by the way. You're absolutely correct. It's I would say it takes somebody to experience some of those things to get to these points. You know what I'm saying? I want to be so clean and so healthy because all I did for so long was abuse my body.
Yeah.
And treat it like garbage. And put poison in it. And this is just, to me, this is like doing justice for my body.
Yes.
You know what I'm saying? Is finally giving it what it's been calling for, what it needs to thrive. And on a deeper level, from what you were saying with the drugs and getting off of those things, when you do this, that's how I feel with regular food that people eat, or so-called regular food. I don't mess with cooked food. And I view it now as a drug to my body because of how it makes my body react. You know what I'm saying? It literally will make you bloat so bad that you'll gain 5 to 10 and it's just I mean, I had a meal of cooked sweet potato, the chickpeas, vegetables, okay? And I was off for about 5 days. It was crazy. It was like my body just said, "What are you doing?" and rejected all of it. And it just was a screaming realization to me that, man, you are at this level where where you never have to touch that stuff ever again. You're gonna be so much better off. And it's not where everybody's going. I'm not telling everybody that cooked food is the bad thing.
Mhm.
It's just that when you get to these certain levels, looking back is like the same as relapsing,
Mhm.
taking
Yep.
the drugs you used to be numb to.
Yep.
Like when your brother said that thing about the cheese, you know what I'm saying? Like a lot of people don't want to lose the cheese because they love it so much. That's the same. Oh,
Mm.
I don't want to stop drinking champagne. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But after so long, even the smell of alcohol now is something crazy to me, Like I was pouring my brother a glass of wine a couple of days ago and I was like, "Damn, that's strong." Where before I'd smell it, I used to be a wine, lover. I loved wine. I used to be the guy who sat around and swirled it around and sniff it and swish it and taste it and seriously try to get these notes and flavors and stuff.
Mhm.
And I can't even smell that stuff anymore without going like with the tension up in my shoulders and squirming a little bit and feeling some type of way in my stomach because it's just you get cleaned out from like it literally scrubs all that stuff out of you. And I just think it's the most beautiful thing ever. It's internal cleansing.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like I've never been happier in my whole life. And until people look at me and they're like, "Wait, you don't miss it?" I'm like, "No, I really miss none of it. I don't miss pizza. I don't miss the, whatever, dairy, alcohol, bread, all the sugar, all
Mhm.
that terrible stuff that people run to because they're addicted to. I have no addictions any longer.
Mm.
If anything, my addiction is health. And that's not an
Mm.
addiction. That's normal. I hate when people say, what's it called? Like you're a health nut. I'm like, so it's weird for me to worry about my health, take too much care of myself.
Yeah.
You
Yeah.
know, no one else was worried about it when, I was bringing weed and bringing bottles to their house and saying I'm a DoorDash this and this and this. You
Right.
know, are you eating too much? Is the junk? Nah. Are you drinking too much? No. Are you smoking too much? None of that. But man, your bowl of grapes is big. You only eating melons for how long, man? You're gonna die.
You
That's
know,
uh,
misery loves company. People are living in a very toxic world and a very it's an illusion of pleasure, right? It's like a pleasure seeking and people love to do that together without realizing it. It's very unconscious. But it's like the world is upside down where the people who eat the fruit are the crazy ones. And you know what? I do not mind being called crazy. It used to trigger me. And now I'm like, I feel like the normal one. I know it in my heart that I am following God's guidance, So that's also a thing is like you will be persecuted for being, a follower of God, a follower of Christ, following the Christ consciousness, that divine purity, the fruits, like it's all the divine path of the light, like of the angels and righteousness, so it is prophesied that we will be persecuted for doing this. So we have to be strong, and that's why it's so important to come together in these communities and to see others like us that are on this path, that are even perhaps a little bit more advanced, and we just advanced in the sense of like, have crossed many initiations to be where they are. Nobody's more advanced or not, you know what I mean? But if you have a goal, let's say it is to be on all fruit, it's important to see people eating all fruit. Like, it could be very scary living in this world to think, oh my gosh, am I going to die? Like, am I not going to miss protein because there's so much fear mongering out there? And it's been a journey of deconstructing that in terms of having my own experiences with it, be like, let me see how it feels to be 100 days on juice. That was my path. I found the living foods through the juicing. And so when I realized how great I felt on juice, it just completely dismantled everything that I believed about food. Or how can it feel so good? Like, I'm not having any oils, I'm not having any fats, I'm not having any protein, And then I'm like, what is this really providing me with everything I need? I'm not even having any solid foods, and I'm eliminating so much old waste. I started like feeling so much lighter. Like, it just completely changed my perception on what do we really need. And then you start hearing about breatharianism and liquidarianism and all that. And there's just like so many layers to this. But already eating all fruit is a very, very high advanced level of ascension that one has mastered. And you could see that there's a lot of emotional work that has to be put in place for a person to be able to be on all fruit. So, I did not get here by myself. I think support is so important. Having a community, having friends, having mentors, surround yourself with people who are on this path. Like, it's hard to be eating fruit and then you want to go out to the club and to the bar. And I mean, I do it sometimes. I'm not saying I never go out anywhere, but if that's like a habit, it's only a matter of time. Like, if you go to the barber shop, you're going to end up getting your hair cut long enough. Like, if you're at the barber shop long enough, you're going to end up getting a haircut. That's the saying, right? So just really surround yourself with people who are on this path. And I just wanted to read Faith's comments. Hearing about the pain people experience going back to cooked foods scares me to even cave into those cravings. Me too. My own experience and hearing other people, because honestly, all it took was one meal after being, raw vegan for 3 years. And I thought I was like untouchable and it was never going to change. And I was so strong in my beliefs, and all it took was one meal, and it's been almost 2 years now, and I've done like a lot of cleansing and juicing in that time, and still like it really got a hold back on me, but I'm never going to stop. It's all part of the healing. I had a lot of healing to do around the eating disorder and around certain beliefs I had around food, and so I went through that. I allowed myself to have the thing. I feel like I'm moving on to a new phase now with love, with more love for myself. It's not forced. It's not, oops, how do I do this? It's just like coming from like a really deep and genuine place of love for myself and from listening to my body, because like you said, our body really does speak to us. So yeah, the weight gain, I wanted to touch on that too. Just the experience I had. I went 9 days on watermelon and I lost about 6 pounds during that time. And then I went for a few days on food, and it was just like cooked veggies, but it did have some restaurant foods, like the salt and all of that. And I literally put on like 8 or 9 pounds in that time in like 5 days.
No joke. Yeah.
Swollen, everything. So yeah, the fruit is definitely the greatest thing ever. And there's a transition to that too. We're not necessarily saying jump into all fruit tomorrow, but definitely start looking at fruit as a meal, as like it needs to be the greater part of your day, even if you're still having a cooked meal in the day. How did I do this? In the evening time, for example, but try to have like more fruit during the day. Start replacing like one meal, especially the rising meal, the breaking of the fast. It's really important to make that either liquid juices or a juicy fruit.
Mm-hmm. I always think about it like this. Fruit is a healer. Okay. And so when you go and have cooked food, you're dehydrated, you're thirsty, you want water, you know what I mean? And the next time you have fruit, you're like, man, this is the best thing I ever had. You know what I mean? Why am I ever going to go off this? But again, you have to have that mindset when you go deep into these fruit cleanses. You know what I mean? Every single time you're healing, it's going to continue to heal you. And that's when people get uncomfortable with it, because it's bringing out more and more and more of stuff that's been held in this whole time, but it's finally breaking up and releasing itself, and you're feeling it all. And but you just have to understand it's healing. It's not harming you. It's not hurting. You know what I'm saying? You're continuing to heal yourself.
Yeah.
And I mean, there's not a better time right now than to do it this summer when it's going to be hot. You know what I'm saying? When it's going to be abundant, when you're supposed to be eating it at a more important time than any other season. You know what I'm saying? So if time's going to pass anyway, I just think it's just better off that you heal as much as possible with what you put in your body. You know, leave alone or put aside what will not serve you and your higher purpose. A lot of people I hear all the time say, I know I should be eating more fruit. Or a lot of people in this community saying the goal is all fruit. And I know it's a transition, but we all know what should be happening. In here, we know. So I always like to say, you know, if I know and I'm not doing myself the right thing, what does that say about me? What do I have to work on in myself to not be full of gratitude that I get to eat fruit? I get to eat fruit every day. I'm healthy, or I get to eat healthy. You know, it is a privilege of mine. It's not forced. It's not a place that I put myself in where, oh man, now I can't even eat a sweet potato without feeling crazy. You know, a lot of people don't want to live in that reality, but they haven't experienced that reality for the good of what it is. And I can't hold that to anybody. It's just that you have to give yourself up to get there. And that is the hardest thing you could ever do, is give yourself up to something you don't know is out there. But it's with fruit though.
Yeah.
I mean, people have given themselves up to, you and I used to give ourselves up to everything. And we know where that got us. Literally imagine what would happen if you did that with the opposite.
Yes.
But that's what happens. Literally.
Yes.
It's common sense for me now. It's just what happens when you put the worst things in your body and give yourself to that. Well, what if you do the exact opposite? What can happen? Everything beautiful will happen to you.
Oh my God. That's so true. That's so like real. It's like we don't know what's going to happen either way. You know, it's an illusion of control. If we think we're controlling our future, if we think we have, I mean, we do have a control over our destiny. I don't think that everything is left up to destiny. I definitely think we have power over our choices. But what I'm saying is we don't know what those choices are going to lead us to. Literally, like us becoming friends was literally because of an alignment, you know, an alignment of energy, an alignment of us working on our own selves individually, and then coming together and being like, oh my gosh, we have so much in common. We resonate with each other. It's that energy, right? Maybe we would have resonated when we were doing drugs and partied together. Who knows what would have happened? Maybe not, you know, because we were meant to meet in this time. So all these beautiful things, you know, we think we're going to let go of this. And oh, I'm going to let go of my friends. I'm going to let go of this life. But then like, it's kind of like you're walking around with a bunch of rocks in your hand, and the rocks are all right. Some of them are not even that pretty. And then God is calling you to like, just put the rocks down and trust that you're going to keep walking, and then you're going to start seeing seashells and diamonds along the way. And then you're going to start picking those up, and you're going to put a little seashell, and it's so pretty. And then you're going to put another diamond in your hand. And then before you know it, you have a whole hand full of beautiful jewels and treasures that were way better than all those rocks. But you have to like let go of those rocks, even though you love them. You have to like drop those rocks to clear your hands and make space. And that comes with a period of sometimes some solitude, sometimes being alone, going through that cocooning phase before you can align with what's truly meant for you. But like get to know yourself, get to know who you are with these cleanses, with this cellular detoxification, get the old waste out. We're so full of shit. We don't even know who we are. Literally, we're so full of shit. You know, we're so full of poop and feces and parasites that are disconnecting us from our true self, that are disconnecting us from our highest version of ourselves. So that work is absolutely incredible, and I feel like I'm just getting started. I feel like we are all just getting started with our service to the world. This is where it starts. And we had this amazing online support community coming to you. We're starting off in June with the Summer Fruit Fling, which is an amazing opportunity for those who are interested in experimenting, coming and learning about this lifestyle. And we called it Fling so that it's just that. It's not a commitment. I'm not asking you to be in a relationship. I'm not asking you to marry. Just come see it. Come get a taste. Come get a little flavor of it. And we have an amazing team. So Matthew's on our team. We have Faith Finds Fruit, Lucia Lou, Jenny, and myself, all really, really high level, passionate, loving, caring, dedicated individuals that have gone through, are still in our own personal transformation, and we have felt the call to unite, to come together, to join forces, to inspire, to motivate, to provide information, knowledge, so that people can, if they wanted to, go even deeper into this journey, but you have to have those experiences. You have to have that first bite of the vegan food to be like, oh, this is vegan. This is good. People are scared of tasting vegan food. People are maybe scared of coming into the fruitarian lifestyle. So just come try it. And it's really about going at your own pace. Some of us will be eating only fruit this summer. Some of us are doing fruit and then a whole food plant-based meal. And then we'll be doing like so it's like an immersion. It's more than a challenge. We don't really want to call it a challenge. It's more like an immersion, an experience. And then within that, we'll have little invitations, hey, who wants to do 3 days on melons with us? Who wants to do a smoothie a day, for example? Or you could go at your own pace if you want to try a week on all fruit, or just maybe for you it's incorporating fruit, period. Maybe you don't even eat any fruit. So we really want to create this space to welcome you into the beautiful world of fruit. And then we also are creating a new community, a new online membership called a Bravovolution Inner Circle, which will be so we're kind of launching that through the Summer Fruit Fling, but just letting you know that we will have an ongoing support community with the same team, with the same tribe, to continue to support you in even deeper ways, with Zooms every week, and then lives from us all, and really more support. It's like you're getting a whole team of mentors and guides, and also a community. And I have found group coaching, group mentorship is even more powerful than one-on-one, because you're getting like all of our energies together, and then the support of other members in the community as well. So I'm so happy, Matthew, you're doing this with us. Do you want to share a little bit on that?
Yeah, indeed. So basically, this Summer Fruit Fling, what I plan on bringing to this is really showing people that you don't have to do what I do, but I'm going to show you the vitality of what happens when you literally consume nothing but fruit.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? I'm going to show you the joy in which I live my life, only wanting and loving on fruits, wanting to continue to grow and give, and with abundance. You know what I'm saying? It's not a lot of people want to wake up and get excited to eat fruit every single day. I want to show people what that's like. You know what I mean? And it's such a beautiful existence, because coherently I have no bad days anymore. I mean, there's internal struggles of life that everyone has to deal with, but it makes the things I used to struggle with non-existent. You know what I'm saying? It's my struggles now are the struggles I dreamed of having, if that makes sense. You know what I'm saying? All the things that used to ail me don't anymore. And I want to let people know that there's better out there for you. Um, you don't have to, again, just do what I do and eat nothing but fruit. But just by incorporating a little bit more, I like to call it self-love, by feeding yourself the right thing. So just by incorporating a little bit more self-love to your vessel, right? And sitting with the release that comes with that, and beginning to love the process, that's what I want to present in this team and community. and support with it, because it's hard. You know what I mean? It's not easy to sustain. The world will always try to bring you down, and the world will always try to take you away from um, your nurturing way that God designed you to be. But we are nurturing beings, and the plan that I have with this community, with this challenge, sorry, with this experience,
Okay.
is to bring people back to nurture and nature. You know what I'm saying? We are loving, kind individuals who need to love ourselves before we can love others. And I have loved myself to the point where I can share my love with other people that need it. And that's what I'm here to do. And I could not be more excited to do this, starting in this coming month, and keeping. I wanna take this as an opportunity to let people know that at least for me, this is this summer fruit thing is just another season for me, because I do this all year round. You know what I mean? Winter time, I did the mono melons.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, so just because it's summertime, I want people to understand that when you get these reps in, the harder months will become easier. You know what I'm saying? But you have to take up your opportunity now when it's prime time. You know, there's no better time than the present, and there's no better time than summertime to immerse yourself in a fruitarian or more of a high fruit lifestyle.
Mm-hmm.
So embrace it. It's exciting, you know? It's very exciting. And it's just, you'll have the most energy you've ever had. You'll feel the best you've ever felt. And you're gonna grow with people and make these experiences and just level up with us. Because there's always healing to do for myself. There's always going to be healing for Aline. There's always going to be healing for all of us still, because it never stops. You know what I mean? And that's the most beautiful part about it, is we're just going to keep getting better.
How exciting is that? Oh, it is. It is a lifestyle. It is a way of life. It is an embodiment and an expression of that self-love. You know, when I get up every day and I look at myself in the mirror after a day on fruit, and I go, wow, Aline, like, good job. Like, you did it. That's love. That's self-love. And I have these conversations with myself where I could, like, look at myself in the mirror and I feel so proud, you know, that I did it, that I did what I said I was going to do, that I committed and I stuck with it, you know. And I would not be here today if it wasn't for your help, for Queen Lucia, for Queen Faith, for Queen Jenny, for my besties, Queen Noah. That's helped me so much. My Queen Khadija. Like, I have so many amazing friends in my life that really hold me up, you know, and I have made it very intentional to build those friendships and to connect with others that I saw had a really great big heart. You know, to me, heart is everything. Having a loving spirit is everything. And I've often felt it was a weakness in this world, right? Because people can take your kindness for weakness. And it's not about not being kind. It's about being with those who can appreciate your kindness, being with those who appreciate your gift, your gentleness, your sweetness, your love, you know. And that's what it's all about. Like, this world needs more love, like you said, needs more Matthew, needs more of our loving energy. And that I feel like we transform with love. You know, I've been friends with Jenny for a few years now, and she's really helped me come home to myself, come home to that love within myself unconditionally, regardless of what I'm eating. And the food changes are coming more naturally from that place of self-love, that I don't want to punish myself, that I want to live in this perfect harmony within myself, that I know I can. And it feels so good to be in that harmony, being in that cognitive alignment rather than that cognitive dissonance where we know something isn't good for us, but we do it anyway, right? Like, I know smoking is bad, but let me just keep on going because I'm so addicted. You know, we know certain things are bad, but it's hard to stop. And that doesn't feel good. There's a misalignment in our soul when we do that, because we know better. Like you said, we know better. And then we're choosing something different there's a misalignment within ourselves. If I know I'm meant to be doing something because this is the best for me and I'm doing something else, I'm not in alignment with myself. And that is felt, that is felt. And I just love being in that alignment with myself. And like you said, we continuously grow. Like now I'm getting back into working out. There's like another level of more alignment, like how can I take better care of myself? Okay, well, I need to move more. That feels good. And then on the days where I'm not moving, I feel again that misalignment, like, oh, I needed to move today a little bit more, needed to nurture myself in that way. And it doesn't have to be like a giant big workout, just moving some kind of way every day as another tool. So, and we're here to support you through that. Oh, yay, Joe is joining us. So happy to have you with us. Yay. Thank you to everybody who's joining. We're going to have an amazing time together. It's going to be fun, playful, pleasurable. And then there's also going to be moments that are going to be a little bit more difficult. And we're going to hold space for you in those times. If you are having some struggles, if you are having some cravings or moments where you go to foods and you want us to help you come back up. So we're going to be there. Yes, Queen Nancy, my Belizean queen. Welcome. Joel, Canadian fellow. I'm Canadian. I'm Canadian / Belizean / Egyptian, Lebanese. But I'm in Canada right now. And Matthew is in California. Louis is in New York. Amazing to have everybody from all over the world. And for everybody who's watching the replay, we love you so much. Thank you for joining us. Speaking of gym, I do need to get going to meet my daughter at the gym. Any final words, Matthew, before we close our circle?
Eat fruit. Feel good. Eat more fruit. Feel better. Seriously, just self-love, man. Like, give your body more things to let it love itself, and don't put it through unnecessary stresses. And you can do anything you set your mind to, family. And we just want to have the happiest of healing summers with you all, and bring you vitality that you have deserved for your whole life.
Absolutely. You deserve it. You deserve it. Health is wealth. And I saw this, I can't remember who wrote it, but somebody wrote, health is wealth and you deserve to be rich. I thought that was kind of cute. Right. And I also, before we close, I want to read Merjan's comment. She says, beautiful to connect with you, and you guys are doing amazing work. Thank you so much. It helps me so much to stay on my path to watch these videos. Thank you for being such a gift and contributing to the world. Well, thank you so much, and we really appreciate you being with us. And you all motivate me. Thank you for all your support. Thank you for all your love and comments. Over the last 2 years, and I see the love that you give to Matthew as well. We receive that, and we are taking that love and giving it back to the world, right? So we receive it. We love you so much, and we are paying it forward in every way. I see Matthew as well, just super, very humble soul, very loving, kind soul who really only wants to help others, who's come in peace, who's come in love to support you all. And I know that everybody who joins us is going to have a really, really powerful, life transforming experience. Faith, so amazing. I love you. I love you, Lucia. I love you, Jenny. We have a really powerful high vibe tribe. Follow everybody if you don't already. Faith Finds Fruit, Lucia Liu, Jenny Ray Price, Matthew Pierce, and myself, Aline Habib, and just stay connected with us and to all the beautiful things that we are bringing to the world over the coming months and years. And this will expand into physical manifestations as well, immersions, retreats, community. We are just getting started. I promise you. Whew, I just got chills. Watch us.
Electricity.
Yeah.
All right, Alina. Love you. Everybody that showed up, I love you. I hope you have a beautiful day.
Love you so much. Enjoy you some fruit. And we're here. Reach out if you want to. You ate all yours. When did you have time to do that? when I was talking. I talk a lot. Love you, Matt. Thank you so much for being here with me today. And love you all. Please reach out to us if you have any questions or would like to join our summer fruit fling and beyond. Peace, everybody.
Love him.
Love.